Okay, so let's just settle into our meditation. And the feet flat on the floor, shoulders aligned with the hips, and as best you can, your ears aligned with your shoulders. And imagine your spine is just this beautiful string of pearls of light stretching from the base all the way up through the crown of the head and beyond. So just lengthen, 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 and bring your awareness to the crown of the head, and just release any tension in your scalp. Maybe you can feel some sensations there. And relax the forehead, the eyes, the nose, the cheeks, the mouth, back of the head, the jaw, the temples, the back of the neck. Allow your shoulders and shoulder blades to drop down. Relax the throat and the chest and the belly and all of your limbs. And then just gradually be aware of any sounds in your environment, just allowing those sounds to be there. Try not to follow with the mind. And then notice the thoughts that are arising in the mind. So those of you that were just in the mindfulness meditation, you probably notice your mind is a little slowed down. So just trying to put some space in between those thoughts. Maybe just simply recognize your thinking. And maybe try and let go of the things that don't serve you. Thinking about the future, getting emotional about the future when it hasn't even happened. And just taking a step back and looking objectively at your mind. Trying not to judge or getting too involved in any stories. And then bring to mind all the people of your life, your loved ones. And the ones you don't like so much, and your strangers, and just imagine that they could all change place at any time. This friend, this enemy, this stranger, and they're all equal in their wish to be happy and their wish to be free from suffering and having this extraordinary capacity for this kind of enlightened mind. So we think there is no negativity that can't be purified. It's really important to keep that in mind. And that is also for, we do this meditation for all these people in our life, including the ones we don't like, all the strangers we don't particularly care about, don't think about. We can create negativity with our mind. We can also change it by creating positivity instead. So you start with the power of regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of your heart anything you have done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all of our past lives, and think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma, and we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions, and having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. We cannot bear the thought of the future suffering that we will experience. We know from our present suffering we don't want any more. So logically, it makes sense to remove the karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this. I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And then think again, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. So we rely upon, we turn to the Buddha, who we see as a doctor, who has the methods that we can use to purify ourselves, the methods that we can use to heal ourselves. So this Vajrasattva, imagine upon the crown of your head. So we're not looking to have someone forgive us. This is not what we're doing here. We're not kind of praying to some higher power to come along and take all our sins away. We are purifying, eons and eons of negative karma, eons and eons of things that we want to heal. Like I was saying yesterday, it's almost like this idea of the word purification to our Western mind, I think, indicates or feels a little bit like there's something dirty there that we need to clean out, like we're doing a cleanse or something. And in a way, it is that too. But if we look at it more on this idea of healing ourselves, there's a little bit less judgment there, I think. I don't know. Think about it. See if that resonates with you at all. So imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is the mind of your teacher manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of this beautiful, radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion. He has a beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom, and the right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two. And this symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of people you've harmed recently and in the past, and then in general, all beings we have ever harmed since beginningless time. And then remember those who have harmed you, and we have compassion for them because the harm they've caused you is going to result as suffering for them in the future. So make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these beings, and think, I must purify for their sake. So now we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the medicine. So we're doing this practice of purification using mantra and visualization. So we start with the body and imagine Vajrasattva very compassionately sending powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose, quite forcefully from his heart. And it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. It keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices, all the harm you have ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kamasita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe Vajrasattva samayam manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kamasita me sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kamasita me sitam shriyam guru hum ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kamasita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kamasita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kamasita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kamasita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. And next is the purification of our speech. And Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and quite forcefully enters your crown and fills your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, and this overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So just imagine that all the gossip and the harsh speech and the useless speech and lying and talking about people behind their backs, getting other people to agree with you, all of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as we recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kamasita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawasidi mimpi yatta sawa kamasita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anorakta me boa sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajrama me mutta vajra bawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe Vajra safa samaya manupalaya vajra safa dina patita dida me boa situkaya me boa sipokaya me boa Anorakta me boa sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a humpe. Vajra safa samaya manupalaya vajra safa dina patita. Dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa. Anurakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me. Sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan. Sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a humpe. Vajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita dina meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe Vajrasafa samaya manupalaya vajrasafa dina patita Dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified and imagine it's not possible to do anything but benefit others now with your speech, including yourself. And next is a purification of our mind. And Vajrasattva now very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being. So, you walk into a room, it's pitch black, you flick on the switch, and the light that comes instantly dispels the darkness. So just imagine the moment the light from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, all your attachment, neediness, anger, bitterness, depression, resentment, jealousy, grudges, all of this instantly dispelled. Not one atom left. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sata a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sitokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita Dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra a hum pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anorakta me boa sawa siddhi me piyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guru hum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra hum pe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering, the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are completely purified, and think that there's no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So next is the purification of even the imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. And just imagine that Vajrasattva sends light and nectar, fills you completely, and eradicates even the subtlest imprints of negative energy. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dira meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa anarakta meboa sawasidi mimpiyatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dira meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anorakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guru hum ha ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anorakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guru hum ha ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anorakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guru hum ha ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anorakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anorakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra hum pe. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa situkaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anorakta meboa sawa siddhi mimpiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuru hum ha ha ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramami mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya satra hum pe. So now feel completely purified. There's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. And now we come to the power of resolve, and this is the fourth and final step in the purification process. So it's really crucial for us in order for us to do anything, even as simple as getting out of your chair at the end of this session and going, making a cup of tea or going to bed, you've got to decide to do it first. You still have to send the messages to your limbs, to your brain. So we make a decision. That's the first thing. Well, first of all, we rejoice in our efforts, then make a decision. I don't want to harm. I want to refrain from harming. So think of something that you may have been working on for a little while. Something that's not particularly serving you very well. Maybe you have a habit to engage, get emotional about future scenarios that you don't even know for sure are even going to happen. I think this is probably more common than we realize. And so, it could be something like that. So, maybe just bring it to your mind for a couple of minutes in your morning meditation. I'm going to work on this today. Or I'm going to think about this today. Or just say this week, I'm just going to keep this as my focus. I'm not going to do it all day, every day. Just make it easy. Not too difficult, not a big deal. And this determination to refrain from harming and choosing something to refrain from harming, kind of gives us the strength to change. It becomes like guardrails for us. So imagine Vajrasattva is delighted with us, wants to merge with your mind and melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown, and think my teacher's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same. So let's, Rinpoche used to talk about, meditating on emptiness to sort of seal the merits. So in emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level your mind understands emptiness, you just place it there for a little while. We can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. We can also think that the way things appear to me may not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this practice to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. So let's just do our 3 verses. If someone has them, thank you for the chanting the names of Manjushri. The soother of the pain of threefold pain, the ender of the trio, ending free, arriving at the threefold liberation, completely free of every obscuration, having achieved equality sky-like, beyond the stains of every last affliction, aware of timelessness in all 3 times, most eminent amongst all sentient beings, the crown amongst those crowned with noble virtues, completely free from every kind of substrate, established firmly on the path of space, a splendid wish-fulfilling jewel in hand, the best of all that's precious, omnipresent. Can you just scroll up a little bit so I can see what's at the bottom? Okay, that's it. All right, thank you so much, everybody. So now a strong wish for His Holiness the Dalai Lama to live long, and for, sounds like there was a successful operation, and His Holiness is healing well. This is 89 years old, so it's kind of very late in life to be having an anesthetic. So amazing. And then also a strong wish for the swift return of Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and for all of your own teachers to live long. Okay, everyone. Lots of love. Thank you so much. Thank you for hosting. And I'll see you all on Monday. Okay. Goodbye. Lots of love, everyone. Good night.
Thank you.